All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises to Yahweh by Shema Shai, by Shem Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching this word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah from the branch of Great Millstone here in Arizona. Lord well with another video to edify. And I had to do a lesson on this article as soon as I saw it because, as you can read the title, Esau is playing that subtle role, and he's setting out to deceive many, as his power, as it says in the book of Revelation is, right? Let me get that. This is Revelation. It's Revelation 13 and start at 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast come out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." Now, those two horns like a lamb, you got to imagine, the lamb is really just one animal. So the two horns that came out of it were those two party systems. Back in the Roman Empire, you had the plebeians and the patricians. Here in the current empire of what? You have the two political parties, right? Both part of the same animal, but both have different senses, which is what? You have the Republicans and the Democrats. And it said he spake as a dragon. When you go into that term dragon, it means draconian, And Esau's walked in the earth like a damn dragon, man. And he's about to come down with real draconian laws, especially in this time. It says, "And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused it the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed." And what was the first beast? What was all the power of the first beast? He had an army, and what? He had a political system. And he caused everybody, all nations, what? Have to have this whole elected official government, or this devil doesn't recognize him, right? And he'll come in and try to so-called civilize the people and reap all the resources, right? Verse 13, it says, and verse 13, and he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men, right? And that first was done with the bombing of Yugoslavia. That was the first time NATO, which that beast is a conglomerate of nations, right? Back in the Roman Empire, you have vassal states, right? Now in the American Empire, you have NATO and EU, and who rules on everything in NATO is in the EU. Who rules on everything? America. They can come in straightway. They have the most military power, and that's why you had Trump over there sitting there saying y'all need to start spending your dues. You got to pay your percent, 3% GDP on military defense, right? It says verse 14, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, right? Saying to them that dwell on the earth, right? Wait, let me go back. Verse 14, it says, and deceiving them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, because the Most High gave him the power to deceive. And this is nothing other than that, man. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Second Corinthians 2 and 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." And this is nothing more than what one of Esau's devices. They try to make this thing look palatable to the masses, and more likely to you, Jake, because what? I was watching a video earlier today where I don't know if he's a Hamite or if he's a Jake or not, but he was basically telling them, he's like, we should lie to the people and make it seem, he said he's gonna tailor two different responses when somebody asks him about the max. He said let me see if I can find it. He said he's gonna tailor two different responses. He said if it's somebody who is of a minority, specifically black people, he was gonna say or talk it up like, hey, this is how, you know, you can get something quicker than you can get something quicker than the so-called white man can get, basically, which is going into these shots, you know. So it says, at least Satan should get advantage of us. We are not ignorant of his devices, man. So this is one of his devices, man. It's basically this illusion of, oh, you're good enough to get this, but they're not, you know. So it says Vermont opens CV-19 vaccine eligibility to anyone 16 and over, as long as they identify as any color other than white. Now, when you look into this, you really do have to ask yourself, who in the world, or when has it happened? When has it happened that these devils have really cared about you Israelites? And when has it happened that these devils can are gonna start doing something good for you when they have a extreme history of never doing so? So it says, Jeremiah 13:23, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil, right? And now, when you go in to America, I put it in. It says, since the United States inception, how many wars has it been in, right? When you look this up, right at the top, it says the U.S. has been at war 225 out of the 243 years since 1776. And this is an updated article because this was done January 20th, January 9th, 2020, right? So when you do that math, 25 divided by 243, that is 92, right? Because you carry the decimal back 2 spots. That's 92.5% of the time this devil has been fully at war. You know, that is his custom. When you go into the scriptures, let me get it. This is I don't need that. I know where it's at. This is John chapter 10. John 10 and 10. It says, the thief cometh not, but to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. And who is the thief of the earth? Right? Let me get this. This is look. Now, when you go into the Assyrian, the scriptures tell you, O Syrian, rod of my anger. The scriptures also tell you the wicked is the rod of the Most High. So these two can be interchangeable. Now, when you go to what is that? Malachi 1 and 4. It tells you who the wicked are. It tells you Esau is the place where all wickedness comes from. Edom. So the true wicked of the earth. And even when you go back into the book of Second Maccabees, the first chapter, it tells you when Alexander the Great, which everybody agrees was the so-called white man, is a Greek, right? Which those Greeks, everybody agree, are Edomites, so-called white people, right? When they came on the earth, then evils multiplied. So who are the wicked of the earth? You Edomites. So you can equate the Assyrian as you can equate the Assyrian to the Edomite in spirit, right? It says Isaiah 10 and 12. It says, wherefore it shall come to pass that when Yahweh hath performed this whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria. Right? because the Assyrians were known for putting the northern kingdom through pure hell, right? So they're no different. They were proud against the Lord, just like Esau's proud against the Lord, the so-called white man. It says, in the glory of his high looks, verse 13, for he said, by the strength of my hand have I done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man, and my hand has found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth, and there was none to move that moved the wing or opened the mouth or peeped. And this is exactly who that thief is. So here it is. The scriptures tell you the thief coming not but to steal, kill, and destroy. So what makes you think that in these latter stages, he's going to be here to save your life? You go into the scriptures talk about the bemoaning, right? This is this is Jeremiah 15:5. It says, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee, or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Right? Who's going to do that? Because the Lord set it up that no nation would have pity on us, right? It says, thou hast forsaken Yahweh, thou art gone backward. So like, let me get this. So like, I had a call. But, let me get this. Yeah, here we go. Jeremiah 15:5, it says, for who shall pity thee, O Jerusalem, or who shall bemoan thee, or who shall go about to ask how thou doest? Because this is exactly what the scriptures say will happen. You know, the scriptures tell you you'd be sent into a bitter nation, which will, break us down till we be destroyed. Not for them to sit here and help us out, and you go into the you go into this devil for assistance, it's going to go against you, right? So this is Lamentation 4. And did it 4 in 17 it says, I started 16. The anger of Yahweh had divided them. He will no more regard them. They respected not the persons of the priests, yet they favored not the elders, because this is exactly why the Lord's anger is going to be against our people. Because here it is, we've gone into the scriptures, we've shown you left and right that you can't trust this Edomite. But over and over again, Sleazy E gets in your ear and you start trusting them against the counsel of the Lord. So it says, verse 17, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for vain help. In our watching, we watched for a nation that could not save us. And that's what Jake's going to find out, man. Because though they're putting all this stuff, they're over-representing you. They're extremely over-representing you. Esau putting the top 3% of you in every market, making you seem like you're getting above, while the other 97% of you are down at the bottom struggling. And then they're making you as the person that they need to help most. That's not the case. If all this representation was really for your benefit, why aren't Jake coming out of the destitute spots that they're in? Because that's not what this is set up for, man. And you can go and get this shit if you want. You can trust the damn devil if you want. Get whatever he offers if you want. But the scriptures tell you, you got to put a separation between the holy and the profane. And when you go into these mRNAs, right? The job of an mRNA is supposed to send a messenger RNA, messenger DNA cell to attach to your DNA cells to produce something. So it's basically them sitting there reprogramming You know, reprogramming your DNA to do something that the Lord didn't process it to do. So they're rewriting the code of life. They've even said this. It even came out. Their exact words was rewriting the code of life. Let me see if I can find that. Look, CRISPR. I put in on Google CRISPR, rewriting the code of life. Rewriting the code of life through DNA editing research hope to alter the genetic destiny of species and eliminate diseases. Is this not exactly what they're doing with this mRNA vaccination? Because this really isn't a vaccine, man. This is gene editing. It says earlier on in an unusual blustery day in June, Kevin Esvelt climbed aboard a ferry in Hyannis bound in Nantucket Island. Esvelt, an assistant professor, biological engineer at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, was on his way to present to local health officials a plan for ridding the island of one of its most persistent problems, Lyme disease. He had been up for much of the night working on his slides, and a fatigue showed. He had misaligned the buttons on his gray pen, striped shirt, and the rings roundabout. Let me read through this. You know what? Let me go to this other one. Right here. Walter. Look, CRISPR scientist biography explores ethics of rewriting the code of life. It says the Pfizer and Moderna CV-19 vaccines are the first vaccines to be activated by mRNA and would not have been possible without the invention of the gene editing technology known as CRISPR. Right? Let me jump down. It says the very secret of life, our DNA, is something that we can not only read these days, but we can write. We can rewrite it if we want to, right? So this is exactly what it is. These devils are making you his creation so he can do whatever the fuck he wants with you. You know? So you sitting there going against what the Lord made up, you're gonna get played with the okie doke. But you can get this if you want. You can. But don't expect the Lord to come fuck with you. You know? Let me get this. This is Revelation 22 and 11. It says, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He that is filthy, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he which is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. So the ones that want to go with the Lord, hey, keep going, brothers. The ones that want to be with the Lord and keep going and follow his commandments, wait for his salvation, wait for his healing, hey, you stay with that. But the filthy, the unjust, hey man, go ahead and go with Esau shit. You know? So Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakada, Shalom.